All right, and we are live. Hey, everybody, it's Jason Blaha here. Thought I would sit down, do a quick live for you guys tonight. Thought I would cover a little bit of a brief gear topic because people love the gear chats and all that. So I can do a little bit of that. All right, something that came up, it's kind of a status I made on Facebook, has to do with, guys like Derek from More Place, More Dates promoting stuff like DECA only cycles. A lot of guys asking, can they do orals only? Can they do SARMs only? All this stuff. And I thought I'd briefly talk about it. Also, a reminder, guys, I have coaching slots open. I have 3 slots open. Please hit me up if you need coaching. Reach me over on the Facebook. It's linked there and it's pinned. Also, remember, I also do video calls to do gear chat for people, gear advice for people, even looking at your blood work, help you with side effects, figuring out what you need to do. In those calls, I map out in calls programs for people who don't want full coaching, so on and so forth. But let's briefly cover this topic of test only. Look, this idea of not running tests, I get it. It's an old school idea. A lot of the old school bodybuilders did it because they didn't always have ways to control aromatase easily. So a lot of times they didn't do it, yet they used debol. But realistically, androgens, other synthetic androgens, can't fill all the roles of testosterone in your body. If you don't run at least a replacement dose to replace what your body would produce, gear is going to suppress your stuff. Just like I tell people say, oh, if I go on TRT, will I make gains? Well, no, if you don't have low test, you won't. It's just going to suppress what you produce naturally and replace it. The same thing when you go on other anabolics, and that includes even SARMs. SARMs taken at high enough doses to do anything will suppress you too. So you're no longer producing testosterone. Okay. If you do not have all of it that you need in your system, guess what? You're not going to have all the health functions, the mental functions, everything else that you need. Okay. You're not going to have everything that you need. Your health is going to suffer. Your mindset's going to suffer. Your sex drive is going to suffer. And a lot of times people are, again, they're avoiding tests because they're scared of DHT. They're scared of estrogen, stuff like that. But you have to remember, number one, estrogen is necessary for physical and mental health. If your estrogen drops too low, guess what happens, guys? Guess what happens? Your sex drive tanks. Your lipid profile tanks. You get faster atherosclerosis. It's also neurodegenerative. Okay. So your physical health suffers, your mental health suffers, and your gains will suffer because estrogen itself is part of the anabolic process. So you don't want to crater or drop your estrogen too low. And in some cases, having high normal or even E2 that is slightly above the normal range will help your muscle growth. It'll help your tendon growth. It'll help you with all these things. So again, that's also one of the big factors you see too with tendon ruptures. Running certain anabolics, ones that can cause problems, having your estrogen tanks too low contributes to tendon tears. Okay, that's something people have to think about with that too. So a reason you see so many bodybuilders pre-contest, pro bodybuilders start tearing stuff, that is a factor. They've got estrogen and stuff sometimes too low. A lot of things going on. So it's not good to do that, guys. It's not a desirable situation to, oh, let's just remove all the testosterone and not have any estrogen. Again, it's unwise. It's bad for your health, bad for your injuries, bad for your gains. Okay. All right. Not many people in here so far. Hopefully we get some people flowing through. There's only a few watchers, no likes yet. Hit that like button for me, guys. Come on now. And let's see if we can get a few more people in here. These have been getting some views, even though I've been doing them at night. So hopefully it picks up like it did last night. We're going to give it a few minutes and see what happens here, though. All right, we'll give it a few minutes and see what happens. All right, there we go. First like, get a little more going. Well, I feel like I covered that topic pretty well. But yeah, I'll cover certain gear-related topics too for people, since they seem to care about them a lot. As long as we keep them tame and I'm not, crossing any rules or anything. But we have way too many really bad gear gurus on here who give just sometimes bad advice. And you see a lot of it. And it's harmful advice. And it's not like people are going to make more gains because of the advice they're giving. People are trying to reinvent the wheel when this stuff is very well understood. Many older coaches, older lifters who've worked with doctors and stuff over the decades have figured out ways to do this stuff a lot more safely and to not die young and all these other problems. And a lot of these guys are trying to reinvent the wheel. Benny Watts says, "Sup, Coach? I'll do some of them on here a little bit. All right. You know, hey Phil, I'm not really sure. We could debate it all day long. Again, I don't see people getting in a lot of trouble for it. I guess it depends on the approach that you take. What they don't like is guns. They don't like stuff like that. They don't like some of these topics other people try to interject intentionally into my comments. Right? Does that make sense? Haters do go out of their way to try to raise topics that hurt stuff. So I'm learning to just ban those people. But Benny, I mean, I may do some stuff with the gear talk a little bit. The problem is I don't know if it'll fly that well on Facebook. But I'm seeing some coaches on there do a little bit of gear talk on Facebook in some detail, and it's hitting feeds. It's like going out there. So it might be the case. I might need to do just a little bit everywhere. You know. And I'm just not going to answer certain questions. It's just easier if I just don't answer certain questions. We just ignore them. Difference between cortisol and cholesterol levels. What exactly are you asking? Because these are completely unrelated blood markers. Okay, so what are you trying to ask specifically, Jess? Because that's something a simple Google search would turn up for you. Like you're asking me stuff about blood, but you're not asking me to interpret something specific. You're asking something very general. And so I guess I need to know what you're trying to get from this question. Right? You know, that would be like going over to, another channel being, hey, what's the difference between diarrhea and a cold? See what I mean? It's like, well, they're two very different things medically. Do you kind of understand? So be specific. What is it that you are looking for? Because cholesterol is a number of different markers, right? And cortisol is a stress hormone. I think they mean what's worse, high cortisol or high cholesterol. Didn't word it right. That's not comparable either. He should be very specific in what he's looking for there too. So Jess, what are you looking for? So again, that's that question too, Nico. What's worse? Guys, any such links are underneath my videos already. You guys already know that. All right. But, here's the thing. I figure we'll just get rid of any of this because these are obviously just trolls. Like if you guys need to ask that, let's just get rid of you. All right. So high cortisol can mean a lot of different things, Nico. So again, what is it that we are looking for? That's the important question. Right. The same thing. Are we talking about LDL cholesterol? Are you talking about triglycerides? Are you talking about HDL? Again, this is not a straightforward thing. So you guys need to, Benny's correct. You need to be specific. Yeah, Michael, I'm just going to be quick on them all the time. Has any viewers made gains with your lean bulk advice? Lots of my people. Hey, Benny, we do consultations. Benny, have any of my viewers made gains with any of my lean bulk advice? I don't think newbies will see fast gains slow bulking. Why wouldn't they? No, not a pipe dream at all. People do just fine on it. Well, Chris, people asking questions about it that they know the answers to. I mean, you can ask, but I'm not going to answer. But if you say something like, where do we find the link when you can clearly see the link under the channel? Come on. Your strength increases But who cares about the strength increases if you're chasing muscle? Meaning the strength increases are not muscle strength when you fast bulk. They're leverage. They're leverage based due to more body fat. You're leveraging more weight with your body fat. It doesn't mean the muscle fibers are being stimulated more. Do you understand the difference? Okay. Can you increase your total for squat push down to 50 pounds in a year? Lots of people do 50 pounds or more in a year. Depends on how advanced you are, body weight, what's going on. Right? You're literally telling people that for their first year to bulk 50 pounds in a year for the average guy, dude, they're just going to get fat. At least 50% of that's going to be fat. I'm not bulking right now, Dylan. What do you mean? How much weight do you plan on gaining? None. None. I haven't gained any weight really. I think I've gained, I don't know, in the last couple of months, I'm maybe up 1 pound, but that'll drift back down. Just some minor diet changes and more cardio. You know, lifts are going to increase. No, they can tell they'll do fine on 1 pound a month, bro. Dylan, no shifts in water weight. I'm not actually weighing more. Shifts in carb intake, right? I've been running really, really low carbs, so I tend to just look leaner when I do that, but I make better gains on higher carbs. Even when you're heavy, your orbs, what are you talking about? Do you coach powerlifters as well as experience in running powerlifting? Yeah, I coach lots of powerlifters, Jesse. I have coached quite a few people to state records in multiple states, taking people to national level and up. No, I have no plans on doing any bodybuilding shows. Not in my purview these days. I am trying to get bigger and leaner and stronger, but I don't plan on bodybuilding. So I don't know where you guys get that from. Duo said, can a person theoretically gain weight on a starting strength for a year, commit to a bulk, and then cut? The problem is they won't gain more muscle for it. Duo, what I'm telling you, the bulk and cut, like you're describing, will not get them any more gains. So in other words, most of those people are not going to gain more muscle from that 50 pounds of weight gain. Like even if they're a really skinny noob and they gain 2 pounds a month, or which again is I think is a lot, they will not gain any more muscle from gaining the 50 pounds you described than had they just gained the 24 at 2 a month. Does that make sense? They're not going to gain a single ounce more muscle. So now they have to cut another 25 pounds of body fat, taking time away from making more gains. They're not going to gain a single drop more muscle just because they leveraged more weight with their body fat. I mean, you can disagree with it all you want, but plenty of coaches understand this. The data has found this to be the case. A lot of the best researchers in the field are agreeing on this. A lot of the best coaches are agreeing. You don't have to agree, but I think you're wrong. Do you like bodybuilding? I don't know how to answer that question. Not modern bodybuilding, not really. In your coaching experience, has there been a time when running a peaking week was better than running a peaking block? I don't do that much peaking. We just add more singles for my power lifters going in. Good evening, Coach. Can you pin bench more than you pause bench? No, I personally can't. All right. Hey, Duo, just because a lot of people have done something doesn't mean that they got better results from it. Just no evidence for it. Right? My coach for this upcoming meet has me running a peaking week. I mean, a week is different. I mean, obviously, weeks are the week before you're going to make some changes. Do you still coach coaches? Yes. I have personal trainers on the roster now. Is Ted your favorite client? I don't have any current favorite clients. Ted's a good client. Ted's a consistent client. They do. A lot of them are just getting fat. And are they really getting that strong? Well, Ted is in here. He can answer any of that questions that you guys have. He can answer for himself. Figure out who the trolls here. Yeah, pretty sure Jason. I've judged a lot of meets too. So I've judged more meets than I've competed in. Like if a novice is very light for their height lifting practice, practically nothing, and get to hey duo. Obviously, they're going to be bigger, but you don't have to gain the fat, is what I'm telling you. Right? Like I said, duo. Look, you're free to do as you please, man. If you want to go get fat, that's your business. But don't ask me to sign off on it. Like, don't ask me to use a chain of logic and argue a circular logic when the evidence does not support your outcomes. Right? Hey, Jeffrey, I've already identified you from your typing style. Bye. All right. Guys think they're slick, Rick. All right. The thing is, when a novice is stalling at like a 150 bench, not necessarily. If they're why are they stalling at a 150 bench? Are you talking about someone who's skinny? So, Duo, here's my question: what's their body fat percentage? If they're 15% or higher body fat, I promise you, they don't need to do any bulking. Their programming and their recovery is off. No, they don't need to necessarily gain more weight. They can gain slow. Hey, Coach, you eat fruit as a source of carbs? Yeah, I ate watermelon today. Right? But generally, it's starches right now. Right? I'm doing a lot of rice and potatoes. Hey, Duo, they probably need to get their sleep on point. If they're a skinny novice, they obviously need to gain. But this idea that everyone needs to be bulking hard is ridiculous. And you know that I say that for skinny novices. Sure, you're 140 pounds, you absolutely need to bulk. But are you really going to tell me that some guy who's 5'9" is a novice at 170, 180? You're telling me they really need to bulk? They don't need to bulk at all. Are you still eating a kind of, I haven't done that in years, Davino. Coach, if I hire you, can I get to Ted's level? Probably, with enough time. I'm not going to give out all my private stuff. I don't give you guys any of my budget or financial information. You see enough of my grocery carts, you could add it up if you really cared. How about someone who's 5'10"ish, 146? Sure. Someone who's at that, they should definitely gain weight. They could gain a pound a month and do great. That person could gain a pound a month and make phenomenal gains in muscle. They can do it for 2 years straight. And it'll be smooth sailing all the way through. Right? Take that person over 2 years, a pound a month. That's 24 pounds, right? What are they going to be? They're going to be 170. They'll be much bigger, stronger. They might even be a hair leaner. right? Well, that was those old chats for a short time, the vino. I usually carb up right now for breakfast, so it's usually rice. Chicken and rice tend to be my primary breakfast. When I break my fast, when I do intermittent fasting though. Hey Duo, are you chasing strength for the sake of strength, or are you training actual muscle? Or are you looking at their relative strength? Right. No, it doesn't have to deload. They don't have to deload at all. I don't think you have that much experience as a coach. All right. Yep. Michael Higgins says, good plan. What would I advise? The pound a month. Guy gains a pound a month. You guys are delusional if you think people are going to gain muscle rapidly. Sarah, my coaching is $250 US per month. Right, get rid of them, man. We don't need them. Hit that like button, though, guys. Get those likes up. Get those likes up. Get the likes. Come on. Get a few more of them blowing in here. There we go. Yes, Sarah, 250. I think it's fine for a novice. Then they don't get fat. Then they don't have to cut. Hey, that way your novice doesn't ever have to cut. It's just smooth sailing. Right? Pound a month for 2 years straight. Hey, coach, you think upper lowers work great? I think push pull legs work great. I think upper lowers work great. Right? So what do you mean worth it? These are tried and true methods. Super Dude says, hello, Jason. What's up? What's up, Super Dude? I'm doing good, man. How about you? Are you doing Super Dude? I would assume so. How do you even track that? Well, with a scale, as long as there's a general upward trend. I mean, do a look. If you just want to make everybody fat, that's your business. Except that a few years ago, I was literally doing the same advice for lots of my clients. All right. I had clients 3 and 4 years ago doing the 1 pound a month just fine. Robbie was the only one I ever had bulk fairly quickly, and he was extremely underweight, like borderline anorexic underweight. Right? Yeah, hit the like. Yeah, the haters are playing it. It's all good, man. I'm not gonna get shook. Chocolate or strawberry milk, neither one, man. I don't eat junk food, dude. But I mean, technically, if we need to pick a flavor, chocolate milk tastes better than strawberry milk. Who drinks strawberry milk? Who does that? I don't even like strawberry protein shakes. Y'all are just nasty. Duo says starting strength forever. Starting diabetes. And don't get me wrong, I like the basic programming for novices there, but their nutrition advice is insane. It's absolutely insane. I'm changing from push pull legs to an upper lower and feeling less fatigue. If you're feeling better on it, then absolutely run with it. What weight were you when you started having sleep apnea? About 245. About 245. I'm 220 right now. So kind of need to stay not going above that. Yeah, Duo, you're definitely a starting strength adherent. Next, you'll recommend we just stay on full body indefinitely. Hmm. But it's all good. Notice I didn't ban you. I'm allowing you to express your opinion because you're at least doing so in a polite manner. You know what I mean? Um, the Venus has sleep apnea. Yeah, but you're a pretty jacked dude. So is lower traps part of the upper back or the middle back? I'd count it as middle back. Um, if an advanced listener swallowed a handful of Dianabol daily, could they run strongest 505 make a linear progression to a 700 squat? Probably not. I don't necessarily think so. Sarah, I may not do another sale because here's the thing that I found. Most of the clients who signed on during the sale still can't afford it and they had to drop out. Only 2 people who came on during the sale have stayed on. And I've picked up new clients since then, paying the normal rate. So the sales, honestly, it's not good business, right? Because the people who wait for the sale can't afford coaching. It doesn't attract the right client base for the most part. I mean, occasionally some of them will be. I mean, Ted came on during the sale, and he's here. He's one of the only 2 who are still on. Yeah, I might be winding it down in a few minutes, man. If it doesn't pick up, there's been no supers. It's a little slow. No real point staying in here. I could make 2 or 3 more shorts in that time and upload them to all 3 of my social media. The shorts be paying better than the lives. All right. If I can get a novice 1, 2, 3, 4 at under 190 or 510, I mean 190 at 510, they better be a lot stronger than that. I was checking out your Facebook page. Is there any other good fitness pages that post as much as you? I don't know. Right. Right. Or YouTube. Oh, okay. So for 5 reps. All right. Well, that's pretty reasonable. Well, to be fair, you do well, Chris. It's the same people, man. I'm not banning new people, dude. It's the same people being banned who've made 50 accounts, Chris. It's not like it's different people. So those people will be back under a new account next time, anyways. So who cares? It's not like I've lost anybody. Now, Chris, I'm sure they were beyond a shadow of a doubt. All right. Yep. So there's Ted talking. Duo Ted, what's your height and weight at the moment? People will be curious. And what do we have you doing? I mean, you've seen Ted strict press 200 pounds and pull 525 recently. He weighs less than 190. Right. Shorts pay well. People getting all upset with me saying that they're going to argue about the shorts. I got you guys stirred up. There's going to be whole hater videos made. We got to talk about Blaha's math. We got the math of the shorts. We're going to obsess over it for the next 7 or 8 days. It's going to be the entire focus of our existence. Blaha said shorts. Hey. Seriously, there's going to be 17 videos made about it. Oh. Be the talk of all the peanut gallery. Got to give them something to talk about. So it would be a SMART goal without large fat accumulation. Why couldn't he weigh less than that with those numbers though too? Why not keep your people lean? Like you keep wanting to put 50 pounds on them in a year. So why not just stay lean and healthy? Why gain that much body fat? What is the point of it? But it's not real strength. It's strength that you're going to lose when you trim the fat off anyways. Like I said, then that would be my point. Why are you trying to make people fat? I want you to explain to me why you want to put 50 pounds on somebody in a year and that you think that this is reasonable or healthy. You tell me that you're looking out for your client's health and they're putting on 50 pounds in a year. Right. Well, Alan was in here last night and we're friends. He gave me a super. It's temporary. But do you think that's a good idea? Okay. Now, people still make money on content. You'd be surprised. All right, guys. We're past a half hour, though. Time to wind it down. I love all you guys and gals. I hope it's been informative, and I'll talk to you next time.